Connor, it's funny looking back at when you guys just played 2 years ago. I mean, they weren't even sure the quarterback thing was up in arms. Everyone talks about how they've improved, and they really have. They played a lot of freshmen, but how have you improved? Is it just confidence?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just confidence. Like you said, I've been here. This is going to be my third year starting quarterback here, third year in the same offense. Technically fifth year, going to my fifth year, but third year starting, being able to play in all the big games, and just being comfortable with the players, the guys that I'm throwing the ball to, the guys, the tight ends, the receivers, guys that are up front blocking for me, and just knowing the playbook. So for sure, I think the biggest thing for me is just comfort, level of comfort.
Do you have clarity now on who you're going to have? I mean, I know the main guy's a receiver, but how do you think the running back rotation is going to work out? And what about, we've asked you about like the back end of the receiver rotation too.
Right. Yeah, I got all the confidence in the world in the wideouts and the running backs. McGarrett Kings has been playing exceptional. R.J. Shelton's been playing great. Aaron Burbridge, Troop, Monty Medeiros, D'Anthony Arnett. I think we have a very solid group of guys that, it doesn't, solely have to depend on one guy, that they all can step up and have big roles. And then for the running backs, I mean, Madre's had a great camp. Gerald Holmes has been running hard. And I think, like I said before in previous interviews, I mean, seeing what they've done this fall camp, I would have never, ever in my wildest dreams imagined coming out of the spring that they've been doing stuff like the way they've run, picking up blitzes, the way they've caught the ball. So they've both improved so much since the spring. I think that's really encouraging, too, to have solid guys like that. And then Delton, too, for missing the spring, coming in and not missing a beat. So I think we got three solid guys, and L.J. Scott, too, even being young. But I think we got three solid guys that can, work in the rotation and just, give us a good back to lean on.
So who is best at protecting you? That's a big thing. So which one, if you had to pick one of those guys to protect you on a blitz in one play in a game, who would you picking?
That's a hard one. I mean, Gerald has done a great job, I think, looking at the times. I remember when Ed was healthy. Ed came right up the middle on a blitz, and he stuck him pretty good, and that's hard to do. It's hard to block Ed. But, I mean, it's not saying that Madre's a bad protector. I think they both would do a great job if that, were to happen in the game. Some guy blitzes, they pick it up. I'd feel comfortable with whoever.
D'Antonio doesn't want you to be Mariota, but he even talked last year about wanting you to run more, and he talked about it at this camp. Are you prepared? Is that something now that you think you're going to do more? Is you learn that, hey, I can take off on third down and get the first down?
For sure. I think watching back from last year, watching, the film and stuff like that, there's times where, like I said before, I could either check it down, or when we get teams that play, two-man against us, I mean, no one has a quarterback. No one's accountable for me. So there's times, but it's all instinct. You got to, rely on, yourself, knowing when to take off, when not to take off. When to throw it away, when to really throw it downfield. But for sure, I mean, if there's an opening, I'm definitely going to take it.
Did you want to be a captain on this team? Is that something you wanted to be?
Oh, most definitely, for sure.
Did it bum you out a little bit that you weren't, or what was your reaction?
Yeah, obviously I was disappointed, but I mean, we have the whole, the leadership council, all the 12 guys, and I think the whole senior class, takes pride in everyone being leaders. And, we're not all about the title and stuff like that, and I for sure want to be captain, but it's not going to limit me from leading. I think for the position that I'm in, being a quarterback here, that's already assumed. I've been a leader here. I've been a leader since I've been starting here. The coaches believe in me. I think that's been known. Coach D believes in me. They all believe in me. My teammates believe in me. And, they still look to me as a leader, and I am a leader on this football team. I may not be a captain, but every time I step in the huddle, everyone looks to me to lead. Every time we step out on that football field, I touch the ball every single play on offense. And I lead that offense down. I lead us, in game-winning drives. I've led us in big-time games before, and guys still look to me as a leader. And obviously, it stinks to not be captain, but that's why we have the leadership council with the 12 guys. Coach D really likes, to have not just 3 guys leading, but 12. If we have such a deep senior class too. I mean, you got guys like Shalik, Darian, me, Jack. Joel's a great leader. I mean, if there was, if you could pick 5 captains, there'd be 5 captains. If there could be 6, there'd be 6 guys. I mean, all 12 guys are worthy enough to be captains, but it's definitely not going to limit my leadership role, and it's just going to make me hungrier.
How has Western changed since the last time you guys faced them?
I think they're more aggressive on defense. I think the DBs are more aggressive. I've noticed, just more comfort, in their secondary. Guys are, latching on to offensive guys more. I think that the coverage is a little bit tighter. The pass rush is a little bit faster. little bit better. I think they're just more experienced. They got a group of experienced guys out there that know their assignments and know what to do.
Do they have to gamble more? Do you anticipate that just because you guys have such a good offensive line? I mean, you send more people than maybe they would in a normal game. Do you anticipate that?
I really don't know that. I mean, going into week 1 is kind of hard just because you're watching games all from last year. It's not like you could watch them from this year. But you always, for the first game, you just kind of, expect, different things that you really wouldn't expect. But I mean, they do have some, wild blitzes that we've never seen before that they've, run in years past. So we're expecting stuff like that. But we just got to expect it, and we're just, preparing for it in practice.
This is going to be a huge game for the people in Kalamazoo. It's kind of like their Super Bowl, and you guys have another big game coming the next week. What do you guys do to kind of keep that focus on it against a team that won 8 games last year and not start looking ahead a little bit?
I really don't think you have to tell anyone that. I think it starts with Coach D. It goes on to the coaches, goes through us, and no one's been watching anything on Oregon. No one's been looking at anything on Oregon. That's next week. So we, the famous quote that Coach D always says that they all count one, and this is our first one. So plan is just to go 1-0 and take it one game at a time.
You're going to see the cornerbacks every day. How guys like Beyonce and even the whole group improved over the past month?
They just improved with their confidence. I think Beyonce, last year redshirted, trying to learn the defense, learn the different coverages, the alignment, where to play, and how to match up against certain guys. But I think you just see his confidence growing and his level of comfort, just being more comfortable in the defense and going into his second year. And as a cornerback, I think the more plays you make, the more confidence obviously you get, and the more swag you have. And I think his confidence is continuing to grow. And he's just, having that swag.
Particular plays that he's made that stand out to you?
Just, breaking up passes. He's had some interceptions this camp as well. But just, filling in and making a tackle in the backfield. There's times where we send cornerback blitzes, and they'll disguise it pretty good. And I remember one play in particular, he blitzed from the boundary, right as I handed the ball off. And as soon as, I let go of the ball and it's in the running back's hands, he comes in and makes a tackle. So.
Can you just talk about how you changed since the last meeting with Western? You reflected on that. It seems like so long ago in some ways, and yet only like 2 seasons ago.
Like Hondo said earlier, just more comfortable. The level of comfort's higher. Playing in big games, being more comfortable in the offense. I think the game has slowed down a little bit more. But just, the knowledge of the game too, knowing how to read a defense, knowing how to anticipate blitzes, and the coverages behind blitzes. So I'd just say the knowledge of the game and just being more comfortable, relaxed.
How different is this team as a whole opposed to that game 2 years ago? As far as where you guys have been the past 2 years, I guess.
Yeah, we've won our conference, made it to the Rose Bowl, won the Cotton Bowl. So I think we've come a long way, compared to that. From where we played and how we played that game, I think we've come a long way with the experience and just the talent that we have. Realizing what kind of guys we have and the playmakers that we have. And I think back then we were trying to find them. We didn't know who they were. Now we know who they are, and we're just ready to go out there and have fun.